The Fed rate hike just came out and it is 50 basis points. And at the same time, they also give you the idea of what they are going to do next year. And for the entire year, they are looking for something like 75 basis points. Now that should be good for market because the understanding of they used to do 75 basis points in just one hike. Now they're saying in 1 year they're going to do that. So from here, we are looking for lower pace of rate hikes. Maybe 30, maybe 20, maybe 10. We will see how this goes. So how's the market reacting? The market is confused. The market is trying to make sense of things for sure. The market actually initially went up to 18,300, which was like I'm breaking through this pattern. But right now we are just below 18,000. So we are still inside this pattern. We did not break higher. The RSI, however, suggests that I'm breaking higher. I'm moving up. This is my trend. It kind of gives you an idea that it is moving up. Now, XRP is a little bit different. It broke higher. Daily candle, it closed there. That's much bigger than what we are observing here because you did not get a candle close, right? Now here, after that, you're coming back down and you kind of retest that bottom and you're slowly trying to bounce. So if you go on a zoomed in version, you'll get a clear picture of what's happening. You broke higher. Now you're retesting. And if you bounce and manage to get above 0.395, say 0.4, now it gives you higher perspective of like, yeah, this is continuing to the upside. So 0.4 and a break of that level is going to be significant enough. If not, Bitcoin is going to come back down. This is going to be your support range and we will have to see how things go. But right now with the macro, you will understand that things are evolving quickly. It's not taking too much time. And right now, the way you observe dollar is like it's not super strong. It's still inside this pattern. It's coming down. Now we need to see this breaking to the downside. So as of now, on the short-term scenario, you can go on a 4-hour chart with the 50 basis point hike. There is a significant push from this bottom. But it's still inside this pattern and you can note that this was the previous low and if you extend that, this happens to be your resistance. So a retest of this and a rejection is great for the crypto market. The market's all together, but crypto market is going to be more volatile because that's the nature of this asset class. Look at Ether. It broke higher. Now, most likely what you're going to see is a retest and a bounce. So this is going to be your confirmation as you go back to the upside because you are continuously making these highs which are showing you that I'm trending higher. This is a good news because then we look at the altcoin market and it kind of gives us even better clarity, right? What we can look forward to, how things are going to evolve. Everything is kind of aligning towards the macro things. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of the world. Now, watching what's happening in US, it's really confusing because at some point I'm like, these guys, the professors, are coming out and talking in a way like they don't even know the basics. Crypto has not worked for payments. And I'm like, go look at the SEC case. There are institutions filing against SEC saying we are using this particular asset. It works for our payments process. So on-demand liquidity, the ODL, which uses XRP, has institutional customers around the globe who says we are using this for payments. And here you go, you get people like this, right? So it's really surprising to actually see things like that. But in reality, we observe things. And one of the interesting part here is that when Kevin was giving the narrative, he kind of gave the wrong narrative. He was actually giving that FTX was put out of business by CZ Binance or Binance. And I'm like, that does not reflect the truth. Imagine it's an institution using user fund to do whatever they want without even proper accounting. And now the fault is from Binance. I'm like, somehow this does not make any sense. Even if he ignited the fire, the actual issue was still inside FTX. The connection between the sister organization, Alameda, and all the things which we just saw. It was still there. The liquidity crisis and the way they operated the institution, everything was so negative. Now, an institutional investor like this coming out and giving you some kind of information like this is bad. Now, yes, I do agree that there are positive things too, because when Senator, I think Warren was actually asking that question, Kevin actually stood up. He actually gave the idea like, okay, don't use the term money laundering just for crypto. United States dollar has been used from a long time. So he hit back, which is actually a good thing. But that is something like, okay, protecting the crypto ecosystem, but still going more aligned with the FTX. Still like, okay, Sam is still a good guy. That's what the narrative is coming out, which may not be good for crypto at this point, because we do understand things are not working well for them. Because when you actually look at this, recent FUD has been there, right? You need to understand, once the FTX collapsed, a lot of retail investors lost money, and others who are still in the market is like, okay, let me make my money safer. Let me put that into a wallet. Let me move that into a ledger. I'm going to hold that myself. That is still happening, right? And then it comes to like Binance. So you go here, and one of the main thing you need to understand is, say, for example, it's XRP. You go into XRP, you go into the markets for XRP and look at the volume. Majority of the single largest volume is coming from Binance. Now that's just for XRP. Now you go into the market, you can take any big assets as you want and go down and look at what can be the potential impact. For Ether, it's 38%. Wow, you see the difference there? So if Binance is to go down, then the entire crypto is done. Because 40%, it's not going to be 40% drop, it's going to be 40% of all the top assets. Then most of the small assets wiped out. So at this point, if you think like, okay, the world or the crypto world is ending tomorrow, that's a different story. But if you think, okay, some of these projects are strong and they are going to survive, they are building right now in this market condition and they have adoption, increasing adoption, then you know that, okay, investors are going to step in, innovation is going to go higher, people are going to get hired, and things are going to be built, which is happening right now. So in that perspective, you can easily put that narrative here. This market is here to stay. If that is true, then I don't think CZ is actually going out of business or Binance is going to go broke. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, but with the current narrative, if you see even the media say, I was actually watching on media news where it actually says like, okay, CZ was saying like, okay, the last movement of money out of the Binance was like a stress test, and it's actually being welcomed. And you need to understand like all the withdrawals are being processed, and right now maybe 3 billion or something is processed. So if an institution does not have the reserves, then it's a problem. But for these guys, it does not look like an issue, because one of the things you need to understand for that common thing which you, me, and anyone can actually do is, say, for example, you go look at Celsius. You remember our chart for Celsius way back. Now, my call was a little too early. I know that 6-7 months back when we were here, I said this does not look good. We can go lower. We did go lower, but look at the market narrative here. It kind of looks like you broke lower, now you're coming back, you get rejected, now you're going back down to make a bottom. That's all good and great. But you see that the market was giving you an idea. And we had the call when it was like, say, close to $4.5, $4.6, like this is concerning. Same. Now you go look at Luna. It collapsed. But what you can understand inside this one is, before it actually collapsed, it made the market look like it is gonna drop, because there is no doubt it gave you this idea and you know what happened afterwards. Now you go look at FTT, which we discussed previously. We were here when I actually told like, okay, this may not end well. And now you see what happened there. Same thing. You go look at BNB. You will be actually surprised. This is BNB right now. Take all of these out and look last bear market, BNB was trending higher. That itself is a great thing to watch. Right now, if you put in this perspective, this is your support, you are on that support. You are literally trying to retest the previous range here. You need to break above that, agreed. Right now, you are not actually showing like you're going to drop like 90% to the downside, right? Because you do have a trend line here, which you broke to the upside, and you're still above this one. Now, yes, if you break this to the downside, now things change. But as of now, what the market shows you is this was the pattern. You broke that to the upside. Now, this is a weekly chart. You can go into a 3-day chart, daily chart, and get even clear narrative with a little bit more noise. Now, my tongue is going here and there. Now I'm a little bit tired, so leave that aside. Huh? Now, we're trying to communicate in a way like this is there in the market, and it does not, as of now, shows like I'm going to go to zero, right? It is showing you I broke higher, I'm retesting this range, and if this is bouncing and putting in a new high about this, it's going to be a trend to the upside. Now, if it breaks to the downside, that's a different story. Now you can come all the way back down here, which is going to be painful. But right now, the market does not actually give you that sentiment. So for that, you can actually go into a 3-day chart, weekly chart, and look at the price. Are you actually getting a divergence? If you get a divergence on a weekly, now that makes sense. But right now, if you observe this market, you are still holding in terms of price and the strength. You're not actually getting that divergence. So that's actually positive. Now you come here looking at the altcoin market. The altcoin market right now shows you like the MACD is trying to cross to the upside. RSI is still maintaining at this range. We need to see RSI above 50. Yes, it is below that right now, but it actually gives you a positive narrative. It's not actually negative, because the price is trending inside this horizontal channel when the RSI is slowly moving back up. So you look at this and this range in terms of the price action from the altcoins, this one and this one. Then you see that at the same time, the RSI, first one was here, the next one is above that. So that's positive. And you are right now observing the fact that the market can actually literally do a push to the upside to test this range. Now, even at that point, you're not completely bullish. You need to observe the market breaking through this trend line. And once we do that, now you can go think like it's going to be really bullish. We already broke this one, and your measured move for this one is going to be like 50%. So you can actually assume like you're going to break this range for sure, because when you plot that 50, it come back higher to test your next resistance range. So you do get room to the upside to move to the upside. That's going to be even better. Now, short term, the interest rates just came in. Okay, as we talk, we observe that the retest in XRP is failing. We are coming back down. That means your bottom is going to be somewhere close to 0.36. That's going to be your support. Now, at the same time, you don't want to see like say Bitcoin coming back to the downside, getting crushed, because the pattern, short-term pattern, which it was playing in, is actually a little bit bearish. So if you get a candle close above this, it's positive. If not, you may come back down to 17,000. Now, we need to see whether that breaks to the downside or not. But on a weekly, as you wait here, right now on the Bitcoin side, what you're observing is the price going back to retest this. If you remember when we were here, I was talking about this. We broke to the downside with a major long-shaped candle to the downside, and we did not yet go back up. And right now, that's happening. We are going to do this retest. Mostly what happens in the market is after that retest range, you come back down to test this range. So this can become your new bottom where you try to go back up. Now, keep in mind, here when you had this level, the price came to this low, it went back to test that, and what happened? You came back lower, tried to make it a new bottom, but you failed at the moving average. So when the moving average is coming back down, this time things are changing, and the RSI clearly shows you like, okay, things have changed a lot. Even if you are conservative, you will see that it is breaking to the upside. But historically, we have seen it's when RSI retest where you actually get your bottom. And for XRP, that is one of the important factor I would actually suggest for everyone to look at. Because right now, when you're looking at XRP in the same perspective, nothing changed. You went up, you retested and bounced. So that's why I'm like, okay, chances are this is going to be the bottom. We already put in that one for XRP. But for BTC, you're going to retest this one and then get that final bounce, which may break this range. And once we are doing that, now things are changing fast. Because you have this pattern, which is clearly showing you that it's making a divergence. It's moving to the upside in the RSI and downside in the price, bullish divergence. It's clear. And as you break through 18, 19,000, now you're breaking the weekly moving average as well. You have room to the upside. But before that, we are still here waiting to see how the market actually works. So the volume is going to be something of clear importance, which all of us may have to actually look at. Now the rate hike just came out. You will have to give the market like 24 to 48 hours to see how the market react to all these news. Because it's not just what we do. If you look at the text analytics in the portfolio management system, they have things like, say for example, they do this text analytics and they go through these Fed reserves and all the big portfolio managers, they said they and try doing these analysis looking at their words. Now this is a game of probability what they are doing there. I'm talking about the big portfolio managers, mutual funds, hedge funds, those guys. They will be sitting there right now looking at these and taking like, okay, this is a dovish stance, this is a hawkish stance, and they look out for the total probability like, okay, historically when we get this ratio between the hawkish and dovish stock, this is going to happen next. They are trying to price in what's coming next because the 50 basis point was already like the market was like, okay, more or less this is going to be 50 and it is 50. So it was already priced in. Now the market is trying to see what will be the next one. And in next 24, 48 hours, we are going to get an understanding of what the market is going to do. If you see big buys coming into the market, yes, most likely the price will drop a little bit. That's how the market system actually works. And then we will see the price bouncing. So that is what we are literally waiting here to watch. Now there are few coins which are trying to go up. There is some volatility here and there. It's all good, it's all great, but don't go completely leveraged. This market can actually take you out. Say for example, look at DigiByte. It's actually running so hard, and if you actually go on to DigiByte on a weekly chart, it's like this is not a bear market, right? You actually went up, you came back to the new bottom, you hit this for this wave cycle, and now you're trying to break through this pattern. Now this pattern happens to be a falling wedge, and falling wedge historically is a good pattern for bulls. And if you're breaking through your moving average and the pattern, now you are looking to go all the way back up. Now imagine this asset can actually literally do from here to here another 15x. Now that's just one asset. Look at the RSI and ask yourself, what does that RSI show you? Because this is the top and you've been following this trend line from a long time, and right now you broke that to the upside. The price is following. Now you may get a retest. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm saying market is showing you signals that it is going back up. So if you are so much depressed, I can understand. We are all in the same market. Situation is not that good as of now. Things have not changed yet, right? But it's changing. And these signals are really great. We are literally here observing this. We will be here watching through how the price evolves, and as it goes up 10, 15, 20, 30x, whatever the market gives us, we will be here. We will be taking you guys through that. So keep your eye on the market and see how the general market behaves, because a breakout in the general market does mean you're going to see major assets running. So guys, if you are receiving value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have another 3 to 5 more minutes, please do take time to watch these videos in my new channel. And guys, I'm actually traveling and I'm trying to make all the videos possible so that we are not missing anything at this moment in the market where you have key structures happening. Now, not only this one, like various assets are showing you key stuff, some negative, a lot of them positive. So you don't want to miss all of those. And if you're looking for these kind of updates on a regular basis, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So I'll be traveling and I'll still try to make all the videos every day. And if I miss one day, Excuse me, right? I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.